it's Tammy at TammyBrackettDesigns.etsy.com. I hope you're having a great day. I realized when I did my last video this afternoon that I had all of my art journals out, and I know I've never shown you my art journals before. I'm a novice. I've only been art journaling for about 3 years now, so I don't consider myself an expert or, a tutorial person or anything like that, but I thought it might be fun for me and you to take a look at my art journals and see how I've really changed a lot in my journaling, and I'm not a fan of the pretty page. I'm more a fan of the honest page. But anyway, this is the first journal that I ever did. This is from 2013. This is a paper bag. You put glue on a paper bag cutout, and then you burn the glue. And it was tedious, but it really turned out very pretty. This is my very first art journal, and this was when I was working with polymer clay, and I did a polymer clay steampunk piece for the front of it. I learned to make these journals from the fabulous Jenny Belly. This is her cardboard box tutorial about how to make a cereal box art journal. So we can start right here, and this is it does not go in chronological order, but you can see kind of this is a Jenny Belly piece right here, and so is this. Like I said, I like the honest page. This is when I left my last job. I had been there a few years, and in 2013 I left my job, and everybody gave me these beautiful cards, and I just stacked them all in my journal so I could see them. This is my friend Sarah and her Josiah that got married in 2013. I think this is the first page I ever did. This is December the 31st, 2012. And you can see that it's pretty directionless. It has no direction at all. This is a couple pages about Zen and yoga. This is a handmade button. I did this portrait. This was one of my girly cues, and it says, "Do not allow the behavior of others to destroy your inner peace." And it's dated May the 26th, 2013. Another little piece about yoga. I want to wander. I really would like to travel, and this is a page devoted to that. This is a page devoted to trees and time. Another little collage and girly cue. Use some text pages. This is when I was very first starting to learn to art journal. This is a Jenny Belly tutorial, the girl. So I was picking up images, postcards, anything that I could find to use in my journals, and just basically learning how to layer and paint and do stencil work and that sort of thing. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is my boyfriend bought this doll for me. Time was God's first creation. I like clocks. I like clock faces. I like timepieces, watches, things like that. This is a card that I picked up at Artworks. And I think this was an image from a magazine. This was just a smash page of a day down in Carytown at the Galaxy Diner and Carytown Cupcakes. This was a super honest page. I was having a really rotten day. And this is a molding paste. And inside the molding paste teardrop are flecks of art glass that I learned to make from Jenny Belly. Underneath here is a letter to myself about cheering up and feeling better and not feeling so hopeless and frustrated all the time. And these are more of Jenny Belly's tutorial about molding paste. This, I found some photographs and I altered the photograph to put in here. This is like a wish. Look at that room, woo! And it overlooks a body of water. It looks like a lake or something. That's a big wish of mine, to live close to water. And this is me when I was a teeny tiny girl. Favorite Shakespeare quote. And though she be but little, she be fierce. Love that. This is a couple pages devoted to the band Soul Driven Train. I worked with them for about 7 years. They're a fun bunch of boys, wonderful music. Another girly cute. And these are some bookmarks. Pages. I think we're almost to the end. This was a tutorial. I don't remember whose tutorial it was. I went to see Queens of the Stone Age in Charlotte. This was about a trip. This says, an artist cannot speak about his art any more than a plant can discuss horticulture. It's kind of an altered page. This, again, was a tutorial. So many of my favorite things: a compass, a clock, images about traveling, and these book stacks are three-dimensional. Girly cues. A Chris Tomlin page. And then, this is how I ended up 2013. This is a tutorial to Vicky Pompano. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but this was just a couple pages to kind of end out the year. I liked the stacking thing that was going on here, and she had a great tutorial about how to nest things together. So that was my very first art journal. This is my second art journal. This is my big girl art journal. My big mistake with this art journal was that I put pink poster board in here because someone had given me a bunch of pink poster board. So that, oh my gosh, it was such a challenge to get rid of that pink. Every time I put paint on it, it was like the pink came through. But anyway, I worked with it. God of Angel Armies by Chris Tomlin. Couple pages. You can see that I got bigger. I knew that I wanted to work bigger, and that the small art journal that I was using in 2013 just was not quite it. And I was happy that I did learn to work bigger, because then that led to me attempting canvases, which is, I am not comfortable with canvases. I seem to be a whole lot more comfortable in a book. And I know that eventually, because I do want to make art an income source for me, that I have to get comfortable with painting on canvases, but I'm just not there yet. I've done a few, and I've done a few commissions, which is really nice, but they were more mixed media and collage commissions than paint commissions. This is a super heavy book. The book itself was heavy, and then the poster boards that I used in the book are heavy too. This is a page made totally out of the junk mail that I got in the mail that day. This is my birthday page, little girly cues. This is a window. I really like that. That image. But you can see the pink, pink, pink. Oh my gosh, pink, pink. It's everywhere. This is one of my favorite pages. This is your favorite fictional character. It was a Jenny Belly challenge over at journalworkshops.ning.com, and my favorite fictional character is Inspector Poirot. So that was a fun page to do. See, that's what I was up against, y'all, trying to cover the pink. Out pretty good. And I think that's almost it. I finally just gave up and just couldn't deal with the pink anymore. But I do like the journal, and I did like that it was, you know, kind of a bigger thing. 2013, 2014, 2015. In 2015, I didn't have, I had a smattering of journals. So I had a small journal that I worked in for a while that I don't even know where it is. And then I had some little journals like this that I was drawing in. And I was trying to learn to do some Tisha Moore kind of collage stuff too, which is fun, fun, fun. I called this my Paint Everyday Journal. While I'm very comfortable constructing things and doing collage and things like that, I am not comfortable painting. And it was my mission in 2015 to get comfortable with putting paint on a page. I was okay with gluing things down. I was okay with collage. I was okay with a lot of things. But when it came to putting paint directly on the page, I was frightened of that. So I decided to start a Paint Everyday Journal that would just make me pick up a brush, put some paint on the brush, and paint. And this is a little Tisha Moore girl. Don't ever be ashamed of loving the strange things that make your weird little heart happy. She'll love that. Again, another Tisha Moore. This was, April is a rough month for us, our family. It just seems like it's just a rough month. So that's a little page about April. More Tisha Moore drawing. Don't you love that? A birthday cake on the head. These, I think, started with some stamps. That someone had sent me some stamped images. Stamped images. But you can see that I was just getting used to just putting paint on the page and not being afraid to do it. I love those. Runs with Scissors is one of my alter personalities. I also, in a lot of my journals, I started making pockets. And these pockets will hold collage elements and things that I might want to use in the journal. So I just kind of glued some of the pages together. And in this one, I have a bunch of collage elements. So really, I like having collage elements in the book I'm working in, because if I start going through collage elements to try and find things for a book, then I get really lost, because I'll just find myself going through my collage elements and not, because they're just fun to look at. You know. But if I have a specific stack in the book, then those are the ones that I tend to use. Fearful painting on the page. I painted her on the page, not off the page and then stuck her on. These are some collage themes. I like, she has a green face. I think that's it. I didn't finish this one. That was the theme for 2015. Just don't finish your art journal. Oh, you're just tired of doing that? Then just make yourself a new one and start there. And then I did a journaling by fives. Journaling by fives journal. And that was a lot of fun. You know, as a way to kind of speed through a lot of things. And this is Shannon Green. Shannon Green does Journaling by Five. She has a Facebook page about it. And I did this at a time when I couldn't finish anything. And I wanted to finish things. So I did a Journaling by Fives book. And you're supposed to do like the right page, but I ended up doing all the right pages, and then I just did some left pages as well. Again, you know, learning to paint on the page, learning to not be afraid, learning to draw on the page, not draw off the page and then stick it on the page. These, this is one of my favorites. You must learn to laugh or else you'll weep yourself to death. From a quote in the Once and Future King. I like journaling by fives because I'm a completist. I like to finish things. I don't like for a project to go on and on and on. I really lose interest in things that just take too long. I'm interested in the emotion behind a page. I'm interested in the feeling behind the page. I'm not interested in, like I said, the pretty is, that's not it for me. I mean, it's super nice when you can make something pretty, when it turns out pretty, but, you know, not into making it pretty. My last journal, the one that I'm working in now, is, I'm working in two. I'm working in a raw intuitive journal. This is Jenny Belly, and if you go to journalworkshops.ning.com, you can find a tutorial about, it's a lesson, it's a purchasable lesson that is raw intuitive journaling. It is the best lesson I have ever taken. It has opened the door to a different kind of creativity for me. Jenny talks about tapping into your tuition, and that has, I can't even describe the difference between what I was doing before and what I do with raw intuitive journaling. I started doing raw intuitive journaling at the beginning of the year, and I didn't know that it was going to be a year of a lot of change in my life and in my circumstances and everything. And this journal is a way to really tap into the creative self and learn something different and something new. It's something that honestly it starts in your head and it rolls out your hand. That's the way it goes. There is no thought process at all in raw intuitive journaling. All based on intuition. It is just incredible. my process for raw intuitive journaling is to sit at the page. I touch the page. This is set up like a journaling by fives book. You can do a raw intuitive journal any way you want to. This is just the way I set mine up. And you just won't believe what happens. It's really amazing. I do not know where these people come from. I don't know where any of this comes from. You sit at your page, kind of just sit with it for a minute, and then your intuition starts telling you what to do. It tells you colors, it tells you shapes, sizes. It's incredible. It is an incredible lesson. Take it, take it, take it. That turned out, it was working like this, and then it turned out like that. I like circles, so that one looks like that. This is an emotional page. You can come back. I think that's what raw intuitive journaling is about, is kind of tapping into a source energy, maybe, that is not apparent to you, and then all of a sudden, you put something on a page that is so honest that it actually touches you in an emotional way. Again, none of this is planned. You know, you don't plan your colors. You don't plan what you're going to do. You're simply listening to that artsy voice inside and taking your creative cues from intuition. You never know what's going to happen, and that is one of the most absolutely delightful things to experience. It is a whole new way to do art. Very enjoyable, very enlightening. I've turned this into my daily written journal, which is why I have these pages covered up. This was, it's one of the most honest pages that I've ever accomplished in my whole life. Raw intuitive journaling takes about 15 to 20, maybe 30 minutes. It is fast, fast, fast when you're listening to your inner voice, when you're listening to that inner instructor. You never know what's going to happen. For these raw intuitive journals, same thing. I take a page protector envelope thing, and I fold it in half, and then I put some tape on the edges. So I do have collage elements, like I said, in the book that I'm working in, so I don't get, confused by a whole bunch of collage elements. I use what I'm working in. And now I'm working in another book, kind of a raw intuitive sort of book. I'm doing some collage, and I'm doing some sewing, putting some beadwork on my pages. I love collage so much, so I keep this on my desk during the day, and like if I get an interesting envelope with an interesting stamp, I'll put it in my book. This was a challenge. This was a Journal 52 challenge, Effie Wild. And this was also an Effie Wild challenge. I don't think I've done much else in here. Oh, I did. This was another Effie Wild challenge. Effie has a Facebook page. It's called Journal 52, and it's a lot of fun. She does a challenge every Friday. So those are my journals, and I hope that you had a nice trip flip through them. It was very interesting to see how I've grown as an artist, and I know that you will grow as an artist as well, and it is so much fun to be able to paint and draw and flex your creativity. So I encourage you, no matter where you are in your art journey, to stick with it, stay with it, but most of all, to have fun with it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.